Wildcat hockey. There's an atmosphere to this game. The icy chill that hovers in the air. The rumble of dedicated fans against the glass. The sound of metal carving its path. Someone once said hockey was figure skating in a war zone. They weren't exactly wrong. There's an athletic tradition at the University of Arizona. One that isn't deterred by cacti or blistering heat. A tradition of hard work, perseverance, and preparation. A tradition of camaraderie and of school spirit. It grants us hope when times are hard and makes us strong so we can rise to our feet again. This tradition, it lives inside these players, and it lives inside their fans. So join us. We're ready to bear down. And something tells us you are too.
Welcome back, Wildcat fans, to another edition of the Bear Down Breakdown, coming off of a weekend split against the Utah Utes. Big comeback game on that Saturday afternoon, able to get those very important points moving into the national tournament. What did you like out of the response out of this group coming off of that loss on Friday?
Well, I thought we showed some fight back, like coming off of a tough loss Friday where we felt like we built on some things that we didn't do as well the weekend before. Especially just having an active bench. We kind of stripped everything down and said, let's start over a bit here. And so some of those details were really good, and you'd like to get rewarded Friday, but ultimately we didn't do enough and turned too many pucks over. So we managed the puck better Saturday. I thought the back checks were cleaner. I thought forward checks were more persistent. Certainly areas we can continue to grow, but this is we're at a point where we're trying to just progress and every week get better and better, so hopefully we're peaking by March.
How was it being back behind the bench? You know, you were at the World University Games for that international tournament along with Rue and Hughes. How good did it feel to be back in the building behind the bench?
Yeah, it felt great. I mean, it felt like being back home, right? So I was anxious to get back with the guys. We had some challenges while we were gone, so I was anxious to get back to work and dive in the trenches and find ways to create solutions, and I think we're doing that. And so, all our thoughts now are on UCO in a very difficult matchup coming into our building.
Those international tournaments, such a unique experience for those players. What do you think that, players like Rue and Hughes get out of playing on those stages against that level of competition?
Well, first, I thought they played really well. I thought they represented this university at the highest level, so I was really proud of the way they battled, the way they performed. They never looked like they were out of place or intimidated by the talent. It was an extremely talented tournament. It was the best hockey I've ever been around. But the way they competed, battled, fought, got to know new guys from the other programs. I think, the three of us kind of did some chatting, and there's things we want to bring back to this program and to our culture and to add on to it. And so, those are things you have to kind of live through and experience. You can't really just watch from a distance to understand where it's needed. And so, hopefully between the three of us, we can bring some welcomed addition and help to improve the program any way we can.
Two new additions who did play big factors in those Utah games, playing a lot of minutes, in Stefan and Maloney. What did you see out of them that you liked, and what do you think that they can bring moving forward as they get more accustomed to the systems and to the program?
Yeah, I think, they both bring a lot of things that we need. Obviously, we needed some help on D. Maloney's a kid who's got a lot of experience, good, steady puck mover for a big kid who skates well. We want to get him back to just simple, making the first pass be the right pass and move pucks quickly. And when he does, he's very, very effective, and it'll make our forward group better. Stefan, a kid who's a shooter, plays a heavy physical game. We're looking for him to add some offense to us, add another weapon up front. I think part of what we saw early was maybe still a lot of thinking. He's trying to adjust to the structure changes and stuff, face-off plays, and the many things that we can throw at guys. And I think as he's thinking less and playing more, we'll see more instincts and allow his talent to take over. So the more time we could spend together in practice, I was definitely anxious to get back on work with both those guys in practice. It's a weird scenario to be in Italy and watching two guys that I've never really worked with on the roster and on the ice. And so I was anxious to get back and work with them. And I think ultimately they're going to be an important part of our success here.
So taking down Utah, top 10 team, splitting that series, looking towards UCO, what are you looking, in terms of their play style, how to counter what they bring, and, two very important games before the final home weekend against ASU?
Well, I have the utmost respect for UCO. They've had a difficult year this year, but make no mistake about it. There's 10 guys in that team that are on the Frozen Four team last year. There's a ton of experience. It's a good hockey culture. It's a lot of good Canadian KIHL players who play the game hard. They're competitive. They don't like to lose. So we're prepared for a hard-fought weekend here against a really tough matchup. I don't think it's far-fetched to say that they're much better than their record, and given some of the things they've had to deal with this year has added some difficulty to that, but they've added some players at break. They look a bit recharged. Certainly a team that we're going to have to be ready to go as soon as the puck drops.
And one player that I really noticed on those Friday, Saturday games was Hayden Gould in net once again. How much stability has he brought in the net over the course of this season? And how excited are you to have, that type of player moving forward?
Yeah, Gould's a beauty. He's a great kid. They say a man's best friend's a dog. Well, a coach's best friend's a goalie. I tell you that for sure. And so he gives the whole team confidence. Like, we're not going to be perfect, and we know when we slip up, make a mistake here and there, to have the confidence in a kid like Gould that will step up and make a play. It's huge for us. He calms the bench. He adds a little bit of leadership. He's a guy who's always ready to go. He loves the game. He's committed to his craft. I think the sky is the limit for him, and certainly something we're looking forward to watching his career unfold here at the UA.
All right, thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks.
Welcome in, Wildcat fans, to another matchup here at the Tucson Arena. A Friday afternoon, 1 p.m. matchup against the UCO Bronchos. UCO coming into this game a little bit short-handed, only 3 players on defense. Tanner Harris letting me know they're skating with only 13 players here today. But make no doubt about it, the players that are on this UCO squad, a proud group that have done damage in the national tournament multiple times, and definitely looking to come in here and play spoiler on this Friday afternoon. For the U of A, 2 players to look out for once again. Number 4, Billy Maloney on the back end, and number 26, Wyatt Stefan up front. 2 players who were added over the winter break. Maloney definitely good to get some help on defense, as the U of A has been played with some injury bugs over the course of this season. Still trying to get healthy coming into the final 2 games against ASU at home and then the national tournament. But also really like to see Rue and Hughes back in the lineup for the University of Arizona after they were abroad in Italy playing at the World University Games. Chad Berman was an assistant coach for the USA along with Hughes and Rue. So those 3 guys able to grow together, get some great international experience. But having Rue and Hughes back down the middle, such an important factor for this University of Arizona team that hopefully is going to be able to do some damage against an understaffed UCO squad. UCO coming off of a 6-1 defeat to ASU yesterday. So the U of A catching UCO after that game. And it's going to be up to the Wildcats to make sure that they, kind of fall into that trap sometimes in hockey. If you play down to your opponent, you underestimate them in any way, they'll make you pay. UCO has the ability to do that. So for the Wildcats, it's going to be up to the leaders on this team. Nicholas Chioka still currently out on the back end. but Will Josephson, one of those leaders, along with Tyler Shetland, going to make sure this group is ready to go. A little bit delayed here on the teams taking the ice. Gem show here at the Tucson Arena starting soon, so maybe a little bit of chaos behind the scenes as hopefully we'll get the Wildcats here out onto the ice in just a minute. So thank you so much for joining us as always on the broadcast. Sebastian Janik here with you to bring you the action once again. Keep an eye out on our social media pages, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, for updates about those ASU games coming up February 20th and 21st. Very exciting games in the sense that the Wildcats men's and women's team will be taking on ASU on the same day. So the 20th and the 21st, U of A men's Wildcats hockey taking on ASU at 7:30, and then U of A women's hockey taking on ASU at 1 p.m. prior to the men's games. So just a great atmosphere. If you're able to make those games on the 20th and 21st of February, always wonderful to finish up the season against ASU. Try to just build that confidence looking at the national tournament, but right now where the Wildcats are in the rankings, nothing is guaranteed. So going to be on the Wildcats here to get the job done against the University of Central Oklahoma. And talking with Tanner Harris before the game, you know, you can discuss rankings all you want, try to get into things, but at the end of the day, you win, you move on, you lose your opportunity to get in. So we will get the starting lineups in just a minute here as your Wildcats set to take on the UCO Bronchos. And a little bit of a, not the busiest crowd here on this Friday afternoon with the Gem Show going on, but let's get the starting lineups.
Arizona Wildcats. At left wing from Laguna Hills, California, number 26, Wyatt Stefan. At right wing, also from Laguna Hills, California, number 27, Tyler Shetland. At center from Walnut, California, number 18, Riley Rue. At left defense from Plainfield, New Jersey, number 4, Billy Maloney. And in right defense from Phoenix, Arizona, number 22, John Baird. And in goal for the Wildcats from Columbus, Ohio, number 30, Hayden Gold. And now, Wildcat fans, we ask you to rise if you are able, and please turn your attention to section 113 for the national anthem, performed by the Joyce Clark Middle School Band.
So as I said before, UCO skating with a little bit of a diminished roster, but they still have players that can do damage. A couple guys to look out for on UCO. Number 16, Davis Thompson. He's got 24 points on the season. Number 12, Sam Sykes. He's got 24 points on the season. And number 91, Zach Guerrera with 22 points on the season. But for your Wildcats, Justin Hughes, he's got 18 points on the season. Dylan Walker with 18 points on the season. And Jack Curley with 17 points on the season. So the Wildcats' leading point getter, Nicholas Chioka, on the back end, still currently out. So the Wildcats not quite at 100% either. But after UCO took on ASU yesterday, the Wildcats will have the fresher legs. And it'll be up to put the pressure on right away for this Wildcats group. Get a quick lead, start building some confidence. Don't allow this UCO team to hang around, as we'll get the puck drop here as John Baird looks to go middle. Good to see Tyler Shetland drawing back into the lineup after he was out against Utah. Such an important player on that top six. Not only the speed and skill that he brings, but also the leadership on the bench. So now number 4, Billy Maloney. He'll circle back. Shadowed there, but the Wildcats not able to get a clean breakout. That'll come all the way in on net. So the Wildcats not able to get a clean entry so far in this period. Nice little touch there by Stefan, though. Gets it over to Jack Curley. Jack Curley drops it back to Stefan. Gets a quick shot, another chance out in front. But UCO able to recover for a second, break out the momentum. As once again, Wyatt Stefan looking like a dangerous forward addition for the Wildcats. Nice little confident play there with Curley. UCO able to force a turnover and a quick shot there. Luckily for the Wildcats, Stalzer not able to get a lot on that shot. But UCO creates a quick turnover, almost gets a dangerous opportunity. Walker, nice little drag over the blue line, tries to feather it to the middle. But UCO will hold that off. So a couple forwards for UCO going to have to be doubling as defensemen. A turnover there, an errant pass, chance out into the slot, and a good back check by Justin Hughes as UCO once again. That was Hogan right in the slot, almost able to rip one on Gould. Wildcats miscommunication at the bench, not a clean change. Another slot shot, that one blocked by Flynn. He's got a little bit of a limp going as they get it over. Flynn up to Walker. He'll look to dump it in, can't get it in clean, but Rossi skates onto the dump. Now Brian Erickson, he'll try to go to work. Turnover there as it's Guerra coming the other way for UCO over the blue line. Drop pass and a quick shot. Saved by Gould, but wasn't able to hold it in the chest. Guerra behind the net. Quick chance there. Just not able to get a tip on it with Sykes, one of the top point getters. As UCO's top players try to get to work early here in the first while they've got the freshest legs possible. So ASU taking down UCO 6-1 yesterday. Wildcats need to do some damage of their own with 17:29 left to go here in the first period. And even though UCO hasn't converted on those chances, some high danger looks from the slot. But now Wildcats here with some good speed down the wing as Swiger. He looks to feed it middle. Tied up there was Hannerham, but Josephson skates onto that puck. Looks to bring it out in front. Wildcats can't get a secondary opportunity out of it. So the Wildcats not looking like the fresher team here to start the period, but definitely some time to go, some time to lock in. As Landtucken in net for UCO. My apologies on the pronouncement there if it's not great. Lantuken. So Landtucken in net for UCO, able to hold the post. Gould, he just pushes that into the corner as UCO looks to get on the forecheck. Swiger knocked down by Hodgson. Played here behind the net. Chance here for Hodgson and Stoner to get the breakout. That's into the skates of Swiger. And going back to pick it up for UCO is Mondi. So now Mondi behind the net. Wildcats with a chance out in front, and Stefan with a great opportunity on the turnover. Just not able to get it past Landtucken. So now the Wildcats look to build on that offensive momentum. Tyler Shetland shimmy along the boards, and another quick shot from Stefan. That just went wide on the glove side. Maloney holds it in. Now behind the net, chance out in front. I think Stefan was trying to go for that backdoor pass to Shetland, just couldn't get an opportunity out of it. As UCO comes back down the ice with speed, and what a recovery by Hayden Gould to stretch the leg out on the wraparound and shut down the opportunity. So that was number 11, Jeffrey Redmond, who got a fantastic opportunity away skating behind the net with the wraparound. But luckily for the Wildcats, Hayden Gould aware to the play, as UCO to start this period has been out shooting the Wildcats. Not by much so far, but the high danger opportunities have been there for UCO, so the Wildcats going to have to tighten things up here. Now a quick shot off the face-off. That never got through. I think that might have hit Rue. So Rue, he feeds it over to Walker. Walker in all alone, trying to hold up, finds the trailing man off the bench. Now over to Flynn. Looks to go behind the net. Connects. Wildcats try to set up. Now a quick shot and a tip by Walker from about 10 feet outside the net, but it just went over the top of the post on Lantican. So now Hughes, he feeds it middle. Quick shot there, and that one just goes wide. Fantastic opportunity once again for the Wildcats as they start to pile on the pressure. Now Jack Curley trying to go back and forth with Walker. Flynn pinches in at the blue line. Wildcats keep the pressure on. Walker not able to skate to the slot. There's a good job there by UCO to break that up. Wildcats get it in on Lantican, but he just decides to go for the glove stop, settle things down a little bit for UCO as they were starting to get scrambly in their own end. Chad Berman will go with his third line here of Rossi, Slack, and Erickson. Rossi in to take the face-off, but good clean win there by Sykes. But UCO not able to break it out yet. Guerra, he feeds it middle. Over the bread line with speed, but another good effective back check there by Slack. Blake breaks up the opportunity. Hodgson, he can't stick with Guerra. They feed it out into the slot. Now a quick shot from the point, and they score! So a quick shot from the point, and the follow-up by Sykes as one of the top point getters for UCO, and they'll strike first here with 14:31 left to go in the first period. So like I said, UCO might be understaffed. They might be coming off a 6-1 loss to ASU, but they've got players that can do damage and play with a lot of pride. So it's a quick shot from the point by Dubecki, and Sykes follows it up. So just like that, the Wildcats are down here in the first on this Friday matinee game. Now Josephson, he skates onto it. He's got a man middle, but diving to take away any lane to the net as the Wildcats trade a few big hits behind the play. UCO dumps it in, Baird in to get it as the UCO player now behind the play, just able to get back to the bench. Josephson tries to feed it across, just can't quite connect with Maloney. He loses his stick. So now UCO trying to turn it up over the blue line, and they do. Punched right back into the UCO zone. It'll be Dubecki as the UCO looks to set up the breakout here at the blue line. They get it quickly up. Now a quick shot here. Gould, pad save, but a big rebound out into the slot. So Gould going to have to look out for that rebound control, as that's how the UCO got their first one. Now Wyatt Stefan tries to cut middle. Redmond does a good job to play the body and not the puck. Doesn't allow the clean entry. Wildcats still trying to apply pressure at the blue line. Little chip there. And taken down just enough was number 10 and Redmond. So Jason Redmond makes the little move around Hodgson and draws the penalty. So just like that, as the Wildcats are down by 1 in the first, they'll now be heading to the PK. And with the offensive weapons that UCO has, they might be short on the back end when it comes to defenders. Definitely a chance here for UCO to put their offensive prowess to work as Dubecki. He takes a quick shot from the point. Now working down below the net. Cosden ties up his man. Guerra gets it there in support. Now Sykes, quick down low. Chance out into the slot, and that one might have just hit the post as UCO sets up a beautiful set play. Now Guerra working from the slot. Gets it over. Another quick shot. Gould with a good job to get a glove on that and settle things down as Stalzer out front was looking for a tip. So UCO zipping it around on the power play, getting 2 good opportunities so far with still 1:32 left to go on the kill for the Wildcats. So Sykes not able to win that face-off. Maloney pushes it over to Baird. Baird trying to win a puck race, but UCO gets to it first. Guerra back door! And Hogan had some room there on the blocker side. Gould got back across quickly. But I think Hogan's going to be looking up to the rafters after that. He had a great opportunity to bury one on the back door. As the UCO power play looking very dangerous here with 40 seconds gone on the kill. Now Hogan feeds it to the top of the point. They look to get the umbrella work going. Dubecki. They go far boards, near boards. Quick shot from the point. Gould reads that well through the traffic and gets a good hold on it. So UCO with some strong, confident passes up at the top of the umbrella as they work it across the ice. And I don't think Dubecki quite got all of that on the one-timer. Gould able to get the hold. Now Josephson in to take the face-off. Tied up there. No one can come away with it quite yet. Good battle there by Doucette. So now Redman for UCO works it down low. They try to go low to high along the near boards. Maloney. Puck's up against the boards here. We'll get see what I think the puck might have actually been in the equipment of Maloney. As the refs blow that one dead, and the Wildcats will get yet another face-off here. 12:09 left to go in the first period. Wildcats down by 1 on the opening goal from number 12, Sam Sykes, by the UCO Bronchos. Cosden, 2 UCO players pressure him, and that allows them to come away with possession. Now they work it back to the point, over to the far dot, back to the near dot. That one just in the skates, a Rabrocker, as now the U of A Erickson with some speed short-handed. Can't pull it around his man, but some good board work there to kill off a good 10 seconds on the PK. Just as Brian Erickson always does. Now Doucette. He'll ring it around there to Rabrocker. Now Mondi with a little time and space. UCO trying to feather it up through the middle of the ice. Can't connect. And with 5 seconds left to go on the PK, UCO ices it there. So the Wildcats, good job to not give up another one here early, as this UCO team, it's just at the end of the day a team the Wildcats really need to take care of here in their own building, but definitely impressed by the intensity and lock-in and focus so far of this UCO group that knows the Wildcats are the favored group in the matchup. They've got a full bench. They didn't play yesterday. Everything's working against UCO except for the scoreboard right now, as the Wildcats do kill off that penalty. Rue can't strip his man of the puck. Shetland steps up into the lane. Maloney, good hold at the blue line, but UCO brings it right back the other way. But another good back check by the Wildcats shuts that down. As Wyatt Stefan puts pressure on his man behind the net. Good hit there by Rue. So Rue and Stefan working hard below the goal line. Now Rue, he tries to feed it to the slot. The UCO just content to bat that out of harm's way. Now the playmaker and Dylan Walker looks to settle things down a little bit as he's pressured all the way back into his zone by Stalzer. But now escapes the pressure. Cuts back once again as the Wildcats want to get this line change finished up. So now Hull drops it across. UCO hard on the forecheck. Not allowing the Wildcats to enter the zone at all. Turnover once again, as UCO's done that a couple times here in the first period. Just caused some dirty turnovers in the U of A offensive zone. Walker tried to touch it middle to Hughes, who was streaking through. Can't connect. Now down behind the net. Double team there is Holman. Chance out in the slot. Wildcats trying to get a quick shot off, and Curley finally does. But a good blocker save with a lot of traffic in the blue paint. Another shot there, but a good job by Lantikin to hold the post and not allow a rebound. So the Wildcats able to get a couple good opportunities there, but still goose egg up on the board with 9:45 left to go. So Hughes out there. So we'll get a media timeout here. The Wildcats a little bit fortunate there on the offensive zone draw, get a chance to draw things up, because UCO has to feel pretty good about the way they've started this game. So the Wildcats back in action here tomorrow, 1 p.m. against UCO once again. And then to finish up the season, February 20th and 21st against ASU. As I said, the men's program will be playing at 7:30 p.m. Women's program taking on ASU those same days at 1 p.m. So a full day of U of A ASU hockey here to finish up the season on the 20th and 21st of February. Love to see you here in the building if you can make it. Always great to have fans on the live stream. So the Wildcats, after a little bit of time during the media timeout to talk things over, come back into the zone, try to get a face-off win, and start to apply the pressure as UCO out shooting the U of A 10-3 at the moment. That power play definitely contributed to a number of those shots for UCO, but they've been the better team here. Hogan able to win the face-off. So the Wildcats, whatever they might have tried to draw up, icing waved off on this one as Maloney gets it over to Walker. He tries to find the outlet to Curley. They can't connect. So UCO not able to hold it into the blue line, but a great second effort to win the puck back. So now Dubecki, he feeds it middle. Thompson would have been streaking in all alone, but just not able to connect on that pass as Dubecki, he skates back with Walker on him. Walker able to cause the turnover, but support coming there from Rabrocker. Now the Wildcats try to turn this back into offense once again. Walker not able to get to it. Dubecki feeds it along the far boards to Rabrocker in a battle with Cosden. But Rabrocker gets the best of the one-on-one, so Rossi comes in support to pick that puck up behind the net. Now over to Erickson. Almost avoids the check of Guerra. But just like that, UCO will bang it back in. Cosden, he's not able to control it cleanly as Guerra, with a couple good opportunities poking that away. He took a shot up high, and he's down behind the play. So Guerra got tangled up. I believe that was with Cosden behind the play. Took a shot up high. So he's slow to get off the bench. He's been one of their better players so far for UCO, as 91 frustrated by the non-call and a bit of discomfort. But the Wildcats trying to get on the forecheck. Swiger knocks his man off the puck. Now Josephson along the far boards. But UCO with good layers, able to just consistently chip that puck out of the zone before the Wildcats can set up that puck behind Swiger, but he picks it up, uses speed to drive wide. Now Swiger, not sure what he was trying to do there, but just kind of feathers it high. Hanrahan, he bumps into his man in the slot as he goes sliding. Now an opportunity for Mondi, can't get it out. Wildcats, Josephson, quick shot there, and a good pad save by Lantikin. A lot of chaos out in front, players sitting on top of one another. UCO trying to clean out the garbage in front of the blue paint. Hanrahan dropped his stick trying to reach for it. Hole gets there to keep the pressure on. Hanrahan tries to do the quick turnaround pass to Josephson, but they can't connect. Now UCO trying to spring there forward, but it was a good job by Hole to glove that down at the blue line. 6:55 left to go here in the first. Now Wyatt Stefan along the near boards. Can't make it through the checks of UCO. Does a good job there by Hogan to dish it in deep. UCO will get some fresh legs out. Gould can't knock it down, so it'll be Shetland. So now a good opportunity here for Riley Rue. 2-on-1. Rue can't feed it middle, as Dubecki did a great job to read that the whole way. gets a stick in the lane, and Dubecki will get some stick taps from the UCO bench as he shut down that 2-on-1. Now Rue trying to feed it up to Walker. Walker, nice move, quick shot, and Lantikin with a good save there, but Walker does a good job to force the UCO defender to take a penalty, as it was Stalser who was trying to shut down Walker, tried to take away the body twice, and I think it was after Walker released the puck and Stalser just kept going with the checking. So now the Wildcats with a huge opportunity here on the power play. 6:03 left to go in the first period, as UCO for the first time in this game will go shorthanded. And I know Chad Berman was working a lot on power play this week at the Tucson Arena during practice ice. Hughes able to win the faceoff. They go back to the point. Now Maloney with a quick shot. Puck was loose along the pads of Lantikin, but he makes a good save and holds that. No big rebound. Puck just kind of died right on the pads. So once again, Hughes in to take the faceoff against Sykes. Hughes able to win that back to Maloney. Now Maloney looking for a lane, doesn't open up, so he goes to Walker. Walker tries for the quick dish across to Stefan, but read the whole way there, as Sam Sykes, definitely the standout player for UCO so far in this game. He's got a goal. Is vicious on the forecheck here on the PK, killing a lot of time. First 30 seconds gone in this power play as the Wildcats, they find the streaming man, and Rue, he's taken down going to the net. Nothing coming from the refs, so the Wildcats will have to go back to work. Lantikin just decides to force this to the far boards. Held in at the point. Maloney, he has to get that away quickly, but now Walker gets it across. Quick shot there, and Stefan just absolutely ripped that one high and wide. But now a chance here for Hughes as he collapses. I think Lantikin just got a little piece with the glove on that, as Hughes was able to skate in past the near dot. So the Wildcats here, the refs calling a slash. Didn't see the penalty happen. But the Wildcats are going to be, they nullify their own power play here. So it'll be Justin Hughes going to the box for a slash. So 55 seconds of 4-on-4. And then once again, UCO will be heading on to the power play for a minute and 5 seconds with 4:58 here left in the first period. So some more open ice here. And from what I've seen so far out of UCO, they'll be glad to get that open ice 4-on-4. The Wildcats, they really need to start generating some offensive pressure here and get some confidence. Slack, Dubecki, great active stick. That was actually, my apologies, that was Cervantes who had a great active stick to poke that away. Now it's Dubecki along the near far boards. Wildcats recover. Hole sets it up and waits. Now the Wildcats trying to generate some speed over the red line. Not a lot on that dump, but allows Hole to get to it first. Hole with Dubecki all over him. And UCO with speed and transition back the other way. Gets around Erickson, going for the wraparound once again, and Gould had to hold the post as a big rebound came out. As it was number 22 and Hogan with another good opportunity. That one all the way down the ice. Mondi picks it up behind the UCO net with Erickson draped all over him, but maintains possession. And the Wildcats just pop that right into the UCO bench. So penalty kill done for UCO. Now 59 seconds of power play time for them, with 3:56 left to go in the first period. Wildcats down by 1 on the early goal from Sam Sykes. So the UCO power play did not score on their first opportunity, but had a couple great set plays that looked very dangerous. Hayden Gould was up to the task. So now Josephson in to take the faceoff once again with Hogan. Dubecki on the back end for UCO. Set up that first goal from Sykes as he was able to knock in the rebound. So Josephson with an important faceoff, but UCO wins it. Now Dubecki fakes the shot. A quick little one-timer there from Guerra. Gould had to be aware with the pads. Now UCO works it up at the top of the point. They work it low to high. Back to Dubecki. Gets it across to Hogan. Guerra posted up all alone out in front. Diving play by Dubecki to keep it onside. Hogan gets it across. 26 seconds left to go on this penalty kill for the Wildcats. A good shot block there by Will Josephson. Follows it up, but can't get it out of the zone. Dubecki skates in almost unopposed all the way to the near post. And the Wildcats mixing it up there with Guerra. He goes down once again. He's been getting the worst of it here for UCO in terms of the physical play. It doesn't look like there will be any extra supplemental discipline after that. So 12 seconds left to go on the penalty to Hughes before the Wildcats go back 5-on-5. And it'll actually be number 91 in Guerra going to the box. So it might have been the retaliation from him, because certainly from what I saw out front, Guerra got the worst of the physical play, but might have just been that one little extra slash or stick check after, and refs always like to call the retaliator. So the Wildcats with a little bit of a break here, 12 seconds of 4-on-4 before the Wildcats will head back to the power play once again. So in to take the face off is Doucette against Rue. He's up front there with Walker. Looks like Maloney and Stefan on the back end. So 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct to Guerra. Maloney holds it in at the blue line, dishes it down to Rue. Good support there from Walker. And now the Wildcats on the power play, but a great diving play there by Doucette to break it up as Hughes was coming out of the box into the offensive zone. Now Maloney up at the point along the far boards. They work it down low to Hughes. Try to get it across, but just telegraphed there, and Redmond just knocks it out of the air. So now Gould, cool, calm, and composed as he was under pressure there from Doucette. Hughes at the red line, skates it in, tries to dish it off, but Walker comes right back in support. They look to go back to Hughes. Too much feather on that pass as it was just elevated above the stick of Hughes. They work it over to Stefan, now to Maloney, down to Walker. Walker closes in, now they work it low, back slot, Stefan, and he scores! So the Wildcats get the setup play they were looking for, and number 26, Wyatt Stefan, beats Lantican, who got about 90% of that puck, but it just dribbles through. So the Wildcats with a good job there on the power play to move that puck around, find Stefan wide open at the far dot. And just like that, the Wildcats have tied it up here at 1 in the first period. So with 1:56 left to go in the first, good to see a response here from the Wildcats.
Oh, a power play goal scored by number 26, Wyatt Stefan. Assist to number 16, Dylan Walker. Number 18, Riley Rue. Time of the goal, 18:04. Again, power play goal scored by number 26, Wyatt Stefan. Assist to number 16, Dylan Walker. And number 18, Riley Rue.
So the Wildcats get a big power play goal there as Rue, Walker, and Stefan combine to open up the scoring for the Wildcats. So with 1:26 left to go in the first, brand new hockey game here as that one's dumped in on Gould, has to play it quickly over to Hole. Now they move it up over to Erickson. Erickson tries to feed the streaking Rossi, but it was just in his skates. He recovers, dumps it in. That one bounces in on Lantican. So now Erickson trying to go to work along the far board. Swiger couldn't knock down the pass, but Josephson comes in to keep possession. Swiger back to Josephson. Josephson with a quick backhand-in shot. That never got in on net, but the rebound from Swiger did. 48 seconds left to go in the first period. No icing here, waved off by the refs. So the Wildcats, as Hanrahan touches that in deep. Mondi recovers for UCO. They try to get it over to Guerra. Stefan recovers with Guerra streaking in. Cosden feeds it up through the middle. But once again, good layers by UCO to not allow the Wildcats any real speed through neutral ice. Cosden, couple stationary plays here, leads to a turnover, and Gould has to be aware on that. So once again, the forecheck of UCO causing a bit of chaos in the U of A zone, as Guerra was able to get a good opportunity here in the closing seconds of the first period. So after about 20 minutes here, opening goal coming from number 12, Sam Sykes for UCO. And then Wyatt Stefan on the power play, able to tie it up here. 10 seconds left to go in the period. Shetland with speed, drives wide. Rue in support. They try to find Stefan once again. 2 seconds left. And that'll do it for the first period. So as I said before the puck was dropped on this, UCO had the opportunity to come in here and play spoilers with an undermanned roster and coming off of that 6-1 loss to ASU. But after 20 minutes, all tied up here at 1. So a lot of work for the U of A to do. Hayden Gould with some big saves and Wyatt Stefan with the tying goal. So we'll be back to bring you the second period just here in a little bit. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Wildcat Hockey.
Alrighty, here with Riley Rue, returning from the World University Games. What was that experience like playing, at an international tournament, and how did it help you feel like you grow as a player coming back, to play for the U of A once again now?
Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing experience, being able to represent the USA, something I never thought I'd be able to do. So it was amazing, but playing with some of the best guys in the country, learned a lot from them, and hopefully I can take some of what I learned from that experience back to here.
Taking one win against a top 10 team in Utah, do you think playing against that level of skill that you did at the university games helped you kind of slow things down a little bit coming back? Or, how do you feel like that kind of helped you grow in terms of seeing the game a little bit differently after that high level of competition?
Yeah, those games were extremely fast, and coming back to this with a smaller sheet, it definitely felt a little slower, but I think that experience just really helped my game a lot.
Returning back against Utah, you were playing on a line with one of the new additions and Wyatt Stefan. What do you feel like he's brought to the team, and what was it like playing on a line with him during those games?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I grew up playing with his older brother in California, so it's definitely fun playing with him. He brings a lot of skill to the front end and some more grittiness that we could definitely use.
Moving into this weekend against UCO, being abroad at that international tournament was huge, but how nice was it being back, at the Tucson Arena in front of the fans here?
It was awesome. Being back in front of our fans was a great experience again, and hopefully we get a lot of people out next weekend.
Alrighty, here with Justin Hughes. You're returning after that experience at the World University Games. How was that experience for you, and how did it help you feel like you grow as a player playing at that level of competition?
Yeah, it was awesome playing with all the best ACHA players from our country. It was a really good experience. Got to know a lot of the guys around the ACHA, and I feel like I learned a lot. I mean, obviously there's some of the best players, and I played with some really high level guys who are really good leaders. So they helped me take a lot back here, I'd say, like with that leadership and obviously skill stuff.
Coming back into the building, taking one win against a top 10 team in Utah, how important is it to start getting that confidence back in this building as the national tournament's coming up here pretty soon?
Yeah, after losing a few exiting break, it's good to get one against a top 10 team, get higher in the rankings, and then help us get back on track and hopefully get a sweep this weekend.
You were playing on a line with Walker coming back against Utah. You guys had some great chemistry. How nice was it to be playing with a familiar guy once again? And how do you feel like your guys, games play off of one another?
Yeah, it's awesome playing with Walker. I've known him since I was really little, like 4 or 5 years old, and we've been best friends since. So it's fun playing with him. I think we understand each other without having to say much.
You could definitely see Walker's playmaking ability on display. He likes to slow things down with the puck. How do you feel like your game a little bit, maybe that speed through the neutral zone creates a little bit of time and space for Walker to set up those plays?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes we're like yin and yang, where I'm the fast guy who likes to go to the net and he likes to be on the perimeter and make plays. So it works out.
And, coming back into this building after being abroad, how nice was it to get back in front of the fans here at the TCC?
Yeah, it was awesome being back in Tucson. We got decent crowds in Italy, but there's nothing like wearing a Wildcats jersey.
Alrighty, Wildcat fans, welcome back to the Tucson Arena as your Wildcats take the ice here in the second period. As UCO was able to strike first in that first period, it was number 12, Sam Sykes, but the Wildcats, good job by Wyatt Stefan to respond on the power play. So the Wildcats have a lot of work left to do here in the second. Was definitely impressed by the effort and compete level of UCO in that first period, where they were able to genuinely outskate the Wildcats for at least the first half of that period. But as things settled in a little bit, Wildcats got back to their own game. So the Wildcats need to get that offensive punch going. Only able to score on the power play, need to get that 5-on-5 scoring going against a UCO team that's got a number of defenders out of the lineup, shorthanded on the back end. Wildcats need to take some advantage of that here and start to apply the consistent pressure and wear down UCO a bit. So Rue in to take the face-off against Sykes here to begin the second period. A little bit of frustration by number 91, Guerra, in that first period as he took a couple shots after the whistle, ended up going to the box for unsportsmanlike conduct, which led to that U of A power play goal. But now it'll be Guerra over the line for UCO. He drives wide, stops up, looks to go slot. Maloney got a skate on that, and it'll go around to Sykes as UCO looks to feed it into the slot as they start the second period in the U of A zone. But now Wyatt Stefan, good bit of patience to get the breakout. Rue touches it in. Now Shetland with some speed tries to go around the back of the net. Good job by Cervantes to break that up. Stefan, he can't cut middle. As UCO, they can't escape the zone. Nice little touch pass back to Shetland. Now Stefan, quick shot, and he scores! Wyatt Stefan with his second of the game as he picks the top corner above the blocker of Lantican. And the Wildcats strike early here in the second period. Beautiful job by Rue to keep that in the zone. Little drop pass to Shetland. And what a confident shot from number 26, Wyatt Stefan as he just buries that one on Lantican. So with less than a minute gone here in the second period.
Goal scored by number 26, Wyatt Stefan. Assistant number 27, Tyler Shetland, and number 4, Billy Maloney. Time of the...
So now a chance here, though, for UCO as they quickly come back over the line, and Thompson sends it high and wide. So now Hull working with Hodgson, turned over behind the net, and another quick shot out in front is Gould with two huge saves here just as the Wildcats take the lead, and UCO tries to respond. Now another quick chance, and what a glove save there by Gould. So 3 saves in the sequence keeps this all not tied up, but the Wildcats are able to maintain their 2-1 lead as Hayden Gould comes up huge. As right after that Wildcat goal, the UCO offense goes to work. So now in to take the face-off was Rossi, couldn't win it cleanly. He gets knocked down along the boards. Back to recover behind the net is Flynn. Finds the outlet along the far boards. Held in there at the blue line. 6 players along the boards. Can anyone chop it out? Wildcats do. Shot up there as Eddie Slack didn't have a stick. Puts a fist into the chest of his man. He's going to end up going to the box. So as the Wildcats get the early momentum, open the period with a great goal from Wyatt Stefan, just like that. Gotta think the Wildcats are gonna be going on the penalty kill here as Eddie Slack takes his skate to the box. So once again, the penalty kill for the Wildcats gonna have to come up huge here. So Will Josephson in to take the face-off against Hogan. Josephson wins it back to Maloney. Erickson, quick turnaround, gets it all the way down. Lantican, that took a little bit of an interesting carom. Almost came out in front, but able to settle it down. So now winding things up over the blue line. Erickson steps up to take away the lane. Gould down behind the net, gets enough on that to rim it around as Sykes holds it in. And now they'll go up to the point. Dubecki waiting for a lane as Erickson took it away, but now they get it over to Sykes. Sykes back to Dubecki. Dubecki with a quick shot, and that one just got paddled to the side. So Hayden Gould, good job once again. Dubecki gets it across, looking to go back door, but no stick in the hands of Stalzer. As UCO keeps the pressure up, now they get it over to Guerra. He works it down below the goal line. Great active stick by Erickson to slow things down a little bit, but UCO still in possession. Now along the boards as Hogan brings it out into the slot. He interchanges with Dubecki. Hogan with a quick shot, and that one might have got tipped out in front by Stalzer as Gould with yet another big glove save to keep the Wildcats 1-goal lead in this second period. 49 seconds left to go on the penalty kill. 17-17 left to go in the period. So Curley in to take the face-off against Doucette. Doucette just kind of wings it forward. Gould touches it down for Hanrahan. Hard off the boards. And Mondi not able to keep it in. UCO works in their own zone. Cervantes now with it behind the net. As UCO looks to get their setup on the breakout. Not able to connect with Mondi, but just kind of glides back into his skates after it came off the boards. Cosden, he takes a hard hit behind the net. Wildcats trying to fish it out of the skates there. Doucette, but Doucette wins the board battle. Gets it back to Cervantes. He dips it down low. 7 seconds left to go on the kill. Cervantes keeps it in. Slack looking to get out of the box. He races out. Goes for a change, so the Wildcats get fresh skaters on. Almost able to spring Guerra with speed as he was coming off the bench, but Wildcats recover some Keystone Cops here as 3 players collide, and that puck somehow gets in on Gould. So now Hull touches it up the boards. Rue, great job to pull it onside. Rue gets it across, just couldn't connect with Shetland. As Rue did a fantastic job to keep that play onside, but just could not get the follow-up pass to a streaking Shetland down the wing. Now a chance for out in front, and Lantikin with a huge blocker save on Shetland. Now Stefan just decides to throw one at the net, and that gets deflected up into the netting. So Wyatt Stefan here on hat trick watch at the moment with the 2 goals for the Wildcats. And he has fit in seamlessly to this top 6 grouping as the Wildcats really needed some more scoring offensive punch moving into the second semester. And so far, at least against UCO, Wyatt Stefan has been that guy. But now Hughes, the top point getting forward for the Wildcats, working out there with Walker. Walker down low to Curley, wraps it all the way around, held in by Baird. Couldn't get a shot cleanly through as that one also deflected up into the netting with 15:27 left to go in the second period. So the Wildcats not exactly running away with this one. They did come out in the first minute of the second with some great effort and determination, got the lead, but now John Baird feeds it over to Maloney. Maloney with a quick shot. That one doesn't get through cleanly. So now UCO with speed up through the middle. Dubecki, great couple moves there to slice through some U of A players, but now can the Wildcats turn it back up ice? Good job by Curley to stay on side, pokes it middle. But just like that, UCO not able to get out of the zone as it comes back to Hughes. Hughes at the end of a shift feeds it over to Curley as he got taken out in the slot. So some good effort by that line to generate a turnover and get yet another opportunity, but Curley taken out of the play there by Redmond. Wasn't able to get a shot away. Now back to the point, a quick shot by Erickson just goes wide. Hodgson pinches down the boards, and Dubecki will just feather it over the red line as UCO needs a change. Can the Wildcats take advantage? Now Maloney looks to go middle with Rossi. Rossi tied up with his man. Behind the net is Dubecki, number 6 for UCO. Seems like he's been out there this whole game so far. Rossi with a quick shot. Just couldn't get that on Lantikin. So now behind the net is Eddie Slack. Looks to go back to the point, not able to connect. There was pressure from Thompson. As the Wildcats look to continue the offensive pressure, grind down this UCO team. Played yesterday up in Phoenix against ASU. Down a number of skaters. So the Wildcats, they can just keep applying that consistent pressure. Hopefully catch some tired UCO players, open up the ice a little bit here. 13:42 left to go. Chance out in front for Erickson, as Lantican had to be aware. Erickson didn't get a lot on it, but a good dirty play out in front in the blue paint. Wildcats could use a little bit more of that. Now a chance here all alone out in front with Stalzer, but couldn't settle the puck down. That one never gets through on Gould. And now back the other way is Swiger working with Erickson. Swiger, nice move to the outside. Looks to feed it to the slot. Erickson had decided to go to the side of the net. Just a little bit of miscommunication there between Swiger and Erickson as Cervantes not able to connect on the pass, so that'll go down for an icing as Doucette not able to get a touch. Wildcats have really evened up the shots here, though, as they were outshot heavily in the first period, but now 17-15 still in favor of UCO, but the Wildcats have really cleaned up that gap in between the shots and the high danger chances. It's once again Josephson in to take the face-off against Sykes. As Chad Berman continues to roll his four lines. Good battle there. Number of Wildcat players with active sticks just trying to cause chaos in the UCO zone. But they recover and able to get it out. Now Sykes with speed down the wing. A quick shot and Gould fights it off with the shoulder. Held in by Mondi. So Sam Sykes showing why he's one of the top point getters for this UCO group, as he got a good chance away on Gould. But Gould just shrugs it off with the shoulder as Baird and Josephson for the Wildcats. At the near corner here, Doucette recovers, tries to feed it back down low once again. Baird off the boards to Hannerhan. Hannerhan feeds it over to Swiger, but Swiger needs a change at the end of a long shift. Hannerhan gets in and puts the pressure on Homan. Shetland fresh off the bench. So Hannerhan working down low with Shetland. Shetland trying to pull away from the pile. Can't get possession, so it'll be Cosden racing back to pick it up. Guerra on the forecheck for UCO, able to apply enough pressure, but a turnover here, and it's onside. Great chance down low to Shetland, and they score. So Tyler Shetland goes to work on the back door, and the Wildcats pick up a 3-1 lead here in the second period. Another great job there to stay onside. And I believe that was Stefan who fed it to Shetland back door. So 3 points on the day for Wyatt Stefan so far. So Rue, Stefan, and Shetland go to work as the forward group, and the Wildcats pick up a 3-1 lead here.
Arizona Wildcats goal scored by number 27, Tyler Shetland. Assisted number 26, Wyatt Stefan, and number 18, Riley Root.
So Wyatt Stefan with 3 points. He tries to go to the middle to Shetland, but UCO, who definitely felt like they were in this game up until the start of this second period, as they were skating stride for stride with the Wildcats, but now Rue in with a chance. He looks to feed it slot to Shetland, but the back check of UCO takes away an opportunity there. Stefan tries to get to it first, but coming away with it was Ananda. So now Hughes, he'll touch it back. So the Wildcats with some great set plays that just gave Lantican no chance in net for UCO of giving the Wildcats a 2-goal lead here. Another chance out in front, big rebound into the slot. But Redmond able to get to it first as the Wildcats. Now Walker with a beautiful little move. Dangles around a couple players, just can't finish it off. Now Jack Curley with a chance. Patted away there by Lantican. As Dubecki for UCO, he's skating on fumes here as the Wildcats look to attack him once again. Hughes goes to the middle, back door, and Lantican, that one off the mask. as the Wildcats really start to build up the pressure here. Walker, a little play off the back of the net to himself. Going one-on-one, some tired UCO players. Now a chance for Hughes, waits! Oh, and somehow Hughes was not able to elevate that over Lantican. As Maloney with a quick shot, that one gets deflected high and wide, as Hughes had all the time in the world in the slot, but just couldn't elevate it over a sprawled out Lantican. As UCO desperately needs a change here, and they get it. So with 9:46 left to go in the second period, Wildcats with a 2-goal lead. Now a chance for Hughes, just couldn't receive it on the backhand from Curley. Now Maloney pinches in as the defender, curls back into the slot. So John Baird, he needs to be aware as Sykes is just a speed demon coming in on him from his knees, though. Baird able to protect the puck enough to allow the Wildcats back checkers to come help out. Mondi with a quick shot, and Gould just decides to settle that down. Tried to play it off quickly. So with 9:13 left to go here in the second period, Wildcats have turned on a different gear. Not only scoring 2, but getting very, very close to getting a third as well, as Justin Hughes just could not finish off the play in the slot. What looked a little bit like a practice shooting drill with just how much time and space he had. So thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast here on YouTube. As always, if you can make it here for a game at the Tucson Arena, we'd love to see you down here. Back tomorrow against UCO once again. Final 1 p.m. game of the season. And then February 20th and 21st, U of A versus ASU, kind of super matchup with the men's program taking on ASU at 7:30 for both of those games. And the women's program also taking on ASU at 1 p.m. So 4 games in 2 days for U of A versus ASU. It's going to be a great celebration of rivalry hockey here at the Tucson Arena. As from what I've seen here in the second half of the second period, that fatigue is starting to set in a little bit for UCO as the Wildcats begin to grind them down in their own zone. Wildcats now with a 1-shot lead, 19-18. The Wildcats feed it up the middle to Erickson. Can't skate onto it. Sykes touches it down low. Guerra in on Rossi. Turns it over. Sykes gets to it but can't get the shot in on net. Turnover there is Guerra on the forecheck. Chance out in front there for Doucette, but he couldn't settle it down on the backhand and get a shot away. Sykes, hard play behind the net. They try to get it out to Doucette once again. Mondi with a quick shot. That one never got through as the Wildcats not able to even recognize where that puck had gone. Now a chance out in the slot for Sykes as the top unit for UCO begins to go to work and generate chances of their own. And Hayden Gould, he might have given up one in the first, but he has been fantastic since giving up that first goal, shutting down a number of high-danger opportunities. So 8:34 left to go here in the second. Goals coming from Shetland and Stefan. Stefan on a 3-point afternoon so far, 2 goals for him. Still chaos in the U of A zone as 3 forwards all collapse onto the puck, and the Wildcats just try to knock it out. Dubecki was able to glove it down, but now a nice break over the blue line. Josephson with a quick shot. That one never got through as Holman was able to get a leg on that. Now Dubecki feeds it over to Struley. Struley rings it around there. Ananda back to the point. But Dubecki in support as the Wildcats can't take advantage. Redmond with a chance. This puck was still loose there in the skates of Struley. So UCO, just as they look to begin absolutely be down and out of this game, they've fought back in the last couple shifts. Still looking dangerous. Chance there. That one gets blocked off of Hole, and Gould had to respond to that. Another quick shot as Gould paddles that to the side. Some tired Wildcats there who need a change. Josephson not able to get it cleanly out. So a bit of a mental lapse there by Will Josephson allows UCO to keep it in the zone. Another quick shot waved off as that one got pulled off the red line. So it's a little bit hard to tell from up here, but I think Hull pulls that off the red line as it was in behind Gould. And the Wildcats may be fortunate that there's no instant replay here when it comes down to whether or not, but the ref had a clear view of it. And what an effort there by Hull to pull it off the line. As with 7:14 left, UCO desperately trying to get one goal back in this second period. So now Shetland, he got that third goal for the Wildcats as this line goes to work once again. Shetland, Stefan, and Rue, who have been by far the most dangerous line. Now Tyler Shetland kicks it to himself over the blue line onside. Shetland looking to the slot. He takes a huge hit to make a play. Bounces off the boards. So Tyler Shetland, no fear, saw the hit coming but wanted to make the pass. He goes off for a change. Stefan, he gets taken down. Mondi gets stripped to the puck by Walker. Maloney touches it down the far boards, able to get it in over the blue line all by himself. So now Rue, he gets knocked down from his knees. Gets it back to Maloney as he gets good amount of force on that backhand to get it in deep as Rabrocker knocks it off the boards. A little bit of miscommunication there from UCO as another quick shot on Lantican as he paddles that up into the glove. 6:07 left to go here in the second period. Your Wildcats with a 3-1 lead against the UCO Broncos. So now once again, Hughes, Walker, and Curley, who haven't combined on the score sheet yet, but have been a good trio up front. Another dangerous line for the Wildcats as they've been quite creative between Hughes and Walker. Just neither have been able to cash in yet. So now skating back forward is Flynn, touches it up to Walker, quickly to Hughes. Hughes not able to get it out of his own skates, held up along the boards by Cervantes. Now trying to spring Redmond there, but not able to connect on it as that goes down for an icing, and the Wildcats will get another offensive zone face-off. So always exciting to see the chemistry between Hughes and Walker, two guys who have known each other for a long time. Speaking with Hughes during the week at practice, kind of described themselves as best friends off the ice. Have some definitive chemistry here on the ice, playing on a line together. Hughes not able to win that faceoff, but he strips the puck, dishes it back to Curley as Walker goes to the front of the net there in a battle with Redmond. Walker taken hard into the board, separates man from puck, but they don't get it out. Now Walker, he would have had a lot of time in the slot, but just too much on the pass. As Walker finishes his check there hard along the boards on Redmond, as he's covered in snow. Now Dubecki, he gets a shot away on Gould, sees that all the way through, and holds it for a face-off. So Dylan Walker absolutely buried Redmond there along the boards. The Wildcats will send out their third line. Erickson, Slack, and Rossi, a good forechecking, hard-playing trio. UCO able to win it. Mondi with a quick shot. That hit a couple bodies and never got through. Rossi touches it to the near boards. Erickson can't come away with it. UCO, nice little touch pass through the legs, but just no one home in the slot as they try to spring Erickson on the breakaway. Couldn't get to it. Lantican forces it. And with a couple good efforts, UCO touches it out of the zone. That one flies into the benches. We'll get another face-off here with 4:41 left to go in the second period. Wildcats scored 2 here in the second 20 minutes to establish this 2-goal lead. Stefan with the first one, Shetland with the second. So now the Wildcats once again. Erickson gets on his horse on the forecheck. Forces it around. Guerra takes a big hit there from Rossi. Sykes almost able to touch it around Cosden, but not able to. Erickson over the blue line. Erickson with some time and space gets a shot in on Lantigan. He might have thought that went through the 5-hole, but fortunately for him, it stayed out. Now a chance the other way with a beautiful release from Sykes. I don't know if Gould got anything on that, but Wildcats and UCO trading chances at each end of the ice here, as Erickson wasn't in quite as cleanly, but just great effort as always from Brian Erickson. Wildcats keeping it at the blue line. Swiger tries to find Josephson. Josephson with a nice little move around the back of the net, feeds it back up to the point. Hole with a quick shot. That one hit Rabrocker. Now Swiger with it. Circles behind the net. Wildcats work it low to high. Hodgson. Good recovery by him to knock it down low once again. But the Wildcats, I think they wanted a change there, weren't able to complete it. Wildcats trying to quickly get it up here. Will Josephson, he's been at the end of a long shift. So Swiger changes out, but Hanrahan and Josephson still out for this fourth line for Chad Berman. Josephson and Hanrahan in a battle. Josephson almost came away with it a couple times. Now Hanrahan with it on the backhand. Tries to go back to the point, but stripped there. Back the other way. Homan with a quick shot. And a good job by Gould to pad that well out of the slot. Shetland couldn't hit Rue with speed, but now the back into the slot, and Shetland reaching for it. Couldn't get a tip on net. Stefan holds it in at the far boards. Maloney jumped for it, couldn't connect. Now Redman with it. Just couldn't get the release away, and that kind of worked out for UCO as behind the net was Dubecki. So Stefan not able to win that puck battle as UCO with a little bit more desperation in their game. But the Wildcats now, they come away with it. Walker against Dubecki. Walker, beautiful move around. They touch it back to Stefan, and he just couldn't finish off the play from Walker, who absolutely undressed Dubecki. Walker knocks that one down at shoulder level, brings it right back into the zone. Walker tries to find Stoner as the late defenseman coming at the near point, just couldn't connect. We're going to get a penalty here behind the play, I believe. So an interference call coming here against the Wildcats, as it'll be Wyatt Stefan heading to the box. So with 1:51 left to go here in the second period, UCO once again back to the power play, where they have looked their most dangerous. So the Wildcats looking to protect this 2-goal lead. Will Josephson not able to win that face-off there. There's now Sykes, the lone goal scorer for UCO. He interchanges with his man down low as they work the cycle. Now Sykes into the slot, quick release, and that one just went wide on Gould. And absolutely stabbing at it was Stalzer at the side of the net, as Gould had the pad fully extended. But what a release that Sam Sykes, number 12, has. Able to skate into the slot and absolutely rip that one, but goes wide on Gould. Second opportunity for Stalzer. The Wildcats collapse around Gould, don't allow a rebound. So 1:35 left to go here in the period. The Wildcats will get a couple fresh defensemen. Josephson once again not able to win it, but Sykes not able to hold it in and take advantage of the win. Sykes under pressure from Josephson. Dubecki, number 6 for UCO. Like I said, I feel like he's been out there this entire game. Back out on the power play. Nice move through the center. Dubecki in all alone, and Gould has to shut him down, as Dubecki, relatively unopposed, able to skate through 4 Wildcats and get a chance away there on Gould, who once again comes up huge, as UCO has tied the shot total here at 24. So the Wildcats did come into this second period trailing by a good bit in shots, able to recover, get 2 goals. Now Jack Curley, he couldn't win the faceoff. UCO, they work it across, and a good shot there by Doucette. I think Baird might have got a stick or a body on that as that one heads up into the netting. 1:06 left to go in the period. 1:15 left on this power play. So in to take the face-off against Doucette. Curley, but Doucette for UCO able to win it. They work it along the point. Now a quick chance out in front as UCO collapsing down low. Thompson posted up looking for a touch out in front. Couldn't connect. Rabrocker backhands it around. Good pressure there by Cosden, but UCO able to hold on to possession. Chance out in front. Gould with another huge pad save on Redmond as UCO gets the exact look they were hoping for. And just the quick kick of the pad from Gould shuts down yet another opportunity for UCO. So Hayden Gould definitely playing his way into one of the 3 stars for the Wildcats. Stefan with 2 goals himself might have that number 1 spot locked up at the moment, but Hayden Gould not close behind as he's made 5 or 6 huge saves here in this game to keep this UCO team held to 1 goal. Now Dubecki, they work it across, back to the point. Dubecki down low to the dot. Chance out in the slot for Guerra. 25 seconds left to go if the Wildcats can hurry on the PK. As Brian Erickson always brings the hustle, forces some chaos between Sykes and Lantikin, my apologies, and Wildcats able to get a shot away, but now over the blue line, UCO, they find Guerra. He was all alone, but couldn't corral the pass. 4 seconds left to go in the period. That's off the side of the net. 1 chance possibly out here in the slot, but Hogan not able to get a shot away. So after another tremendous period by Hayden Gould and goals coming from Stefan and Shetland, the Wildcats will take a 3-1 lead heading into this 3rd period. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube broadcast. We'll be back to bring the 3rd period in just a little bit here. This is Wildcat Hockey.
Alrighty, here with Billy Maloney, one of the new additions over the winter break. What's your time been like so far playing at the U of A, and what made you decide to come play here in Tucson?
Yeah, obviously it's beautiful out here. Being from New Jersey, I've never really been out on the West Coast besides LA, and the mountains, everything, it's beautiful. I love the schooling here, beautiful campus, and the hockey's been great so far.
And, playing in the Tucson arena, it's a little bit of a unique environment. What's that been like for you so far as a player, playing in front of these fans in a building like this?
Yeah, it's a great rink here. I love the fans. I love the support. It's been great so far, and it just makes it so much better showing up to the rink every day knowing you got that support.
And as a player, what do you feel like you bring to this D-core? You play with a couple different guys on a couple different pairings so far, but how would you kind of describe your game and what you bring to the table for this team?
Yeah, I'm definitely a puck mover. I think I bring physicality to the back end, and obviously with that, I bring some skill too. So I would kind of consider myself a two-way defenseman, and I think I can bring a lot to the table here.
And how would you kind of describe, the pace of the ACHA, what you've seen so far coming from the BCHL, and how different has it been adjusting to, the ACHA?
Yeah, it's definitely a heavier game. A lot of older guys out here. And I would think that I would be pretty old, but no, that's not the case at all. A lot of guys have played juniors. So, it's definitely not easy. It's no cakewalk whatsoever. But it's been great so far, and the compete's been awesome.
All right, here with Wyatt Stefan. You got to draw into your first couple of games as a Wildcat so far this semester. What's it been like playing at the U of A so far, and why did you decide to come play here in Tucson?
Yeah, it's been an awesome experience just getting here for the first 4 weeks and getting to know all the guys and the coaches, and just the atmosphere around here and the building that we get to play in is next level. And I think it was just an easy decision at the end of the day when it comes to schooling and hockey. It's just, I feel like there's no better place than where we are.
As a player, how would you kind of describe your game? Is there anyone that you kind of model yourself off of that at that NHL level that you would kind of try to, emulate the best you can?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. I feel like I don't want to take away from just one single player, but when you look at different parts of different people's games, I mean, like, it's tough to do, but I'd love, like, Arizona-born Austin Matthews. He's got an unreal shot, so that's an awesome guy to look after and just look at what they're doing and how they're playing and try to implement those things into your game.
Definitely saw that you had some chemistry with Riley Rue in those games against Utah. How do you feel like your game complements his, and what does he bring that helps bring out the best in your game?
Yeah, he's a great player to play with, great guy on and off the ice. I mean, he's always bringing a positive attitude, and I've known him forever, so it makes sense if there's something going on, right or wrong, where you have the connection to be able to tell each other and understand each other. And I feel like we've only had one weekend together so far, but I feel like it's definitely something that's going to grow over these years.
Welcome back, Wildcat fans, as we get set to drop the puck here on the third period. As your Wildcats come into this third period with a 3-1 lead against the UCO Bronchos. So the Wildcats able to explode for 2 goals there in the second period. Wyatt Stefan scored his second of the afternoon, less than a minute in. And then Tyler Shetland was able to get one of his own. So Stefan on hat-trick watch here in the third period, as UCO has been able to hang with the Wildcats, but that sustained offensive pressure in the second finally got through on Lantican for UCO as he gave up 2, but still 20 minutes left to play here. Wildcats need to get the job done against this undermanned UCO team after they played last night against ASU as well. So the Wildcats will be back here tomorrow once again at 1 p.m. to take on UCO, finish up this homestand, and then the final homestand of the season coming February 20th and 21st against ASU. So the Wildcats will start this period shorthanded. Only 9 seconds left on the kill. So Wyatt Stefan serving out the final seconds of his minor penalty as the Wildcats do get possession off the face-off and just decide to dump it in deep. As Maloney and Baird on the back end for the Wildcats. Stefan out there with Rue and Shetland. Rue with a couple nice moves, just couldn't pull it past the last man in Dubecki. Now Shetland behind the net. Rue comes away with it, looks to Stefan in the slot. Just couldn't quite connect there. So that line for the Wildcats has been fantastic so far. All 3 goals coming from guys on that line. Wildcats try to get it quickly out of the zone. Walker touches it up the ice here. Now Rue looking out in front and back door streaking in with Stefan once again. Just could not bury that one on Lantican. So the Wildcats with a good opportunity to start this third period as Rue found Stefan on the back door. Turnover there. Gould has to be aware of where that puck is as always, but cool, calm, and collected. Quickly gets it out of the zone. Wildcats here with a chance. Now Hole over the line. Waits, goes back door once again. Lantican diving over, but Curley not able to get a stick on that. So touched around. Hodgson was Hogan trying to make something happen for UCO. With 18:30 left to go here in the third period. Walker comes away with it, feeds it over. Wildcats get the breakout going. Some good speed here as Hole joins the rush as the defenseman gets a quick shot in on Lantican. He has to paddle that one to the side. Held along the boards by Slack. Gets the stick knocked out of his hand, but quickly recovers and forces it back to Curley. Now Jack Curley with a move out in front and just shoveled it high. So a great job there by Eddie Slack on the second effort to keep the play alive. And Jack Curley just not able to keep that one under the bar as he looked to roof it. Going from forehand to backhand out in front of the net. So a little less than 2 minutes gone here in the third period as the Wildcats have generated some good opportunities. And Lantican at the last second got a blocker on that shot from Slack as he absolutely ripped that one. So the Wildcats still trailing in shots on goals, but getting some at least 3 good high danger opportunities so far here early in the third period as they need to keep the pressure up on this UCO group. Now Rossi in to take the face-off, wins it back to Flynn. Flynn looking for a lane. Lantican might have fought that one off. It was a good shot there from the point, got through, but now a chance here for UCO. Just too far out in front of Struley. But they maintain possession behind the net. But just like that, they turn it back over. Rossi, he feeds it near boards to Erickson. Erickson looking to drive, force it to the slot to Rossi. Couldn't connect. But the speed of the Wildcats down the wings, opening up some room there in the middle is Rossi. He can't touch it through Rabrocker. Nice little move there by Guerra to jump around his man. They feed it to the slot. Rabrocker tries to backhand it right back out in front, but coming away with it is Brian Erickson. Erickson stops up along the far boards, tries to feed it over to Maloney, but that allows UCO to go back the other way. Well offsides there was Guerra as Doucette tried to cut back across, open up some room for himself, but Guerra was already into the zone, so an offsides and the puck will come out. 16:57 left to go as Josephson in to take the face-off against Sykes, the lone goal scorer for UCO. As Cervantes throw that into the skates of Baird. Baird trying to find Hanrahan, not able to connect, and that'll go all the way down for an icing as Mondi is able to beat Hanrahan to that puck. So once again, only 3 games remaining here at home in the regular season for your Wildcats. Tomorrow, once again against UCO at 1 p.m. And then February 20th and 21st to finish the year up against ASU. So the Wildcat Swiger pulls it out of the pile, gets it in deep. Cervantes looking over his shoulder as Hanrahan gets in on the forecheck. But Cervantes working 2-on-1, able to alleviate the pressure for a second, but Maloney quickly onto it. Now Shetland, fresh legs out there for the Wildcats. Touches it across. Cervantes not able to get that one away. Josephson and Hanrahan behind the net, battling away. Shetland's posted up in the slot, trying to wait for that pass from below the goal line. Nice move there by Hanrahan, as him and Josephson start to grind down the UCO defensive structure behind the net. Shetland tries to come in as the third man. Josephson, he gets tripped up. No call on the play. A little bit of a toe pick there from Stefan. He's a little bit frustrated. He lost an edge there. UCO not able to bring it back onside, as Hogan just not able to hustle out of the zone quickly enough. So some good battles down below the goal line by Josephson and Hanrahan. Just could not quite get that puck out to Tyler Shetland as he's looking for his second of the afternoon. So now Rue in to take the face-off, wins it back to Flynn. Flynn with a nice move. Can't control the puck over the red line though. Now they touch it up to Rue. Rue in, quick shot, and that one just deflects off the glove and comes back into the blue paint. As Riley Rue got a terrific shot away there. And I believe the Wildcats are going to go for a trip here as Stefan got his stick in on the UCO forward. Went down, and Stefan will be heading to the box. So we'll see. My apologies to Stefan. We'll see what they're trying to sort out here. There's definitely a penalty behind the play. I think Stefan was waiting to just make sure it was him, and he will take the skate to the box as the Wildcats will once again be on the PK. I don't think Stefan could really believe that he was called for a penalty there. He kind of had that, what do you mean me, type of look going towards the ref, but just like that, UCO with another chance to get back within one. Dubecki, they work it up high. Some good hustle here on the penalty kill, but the Wildcats not able to take away the passing lanes quite yet. Quick shot there, and that one just went wide on the glove side of Gould as Hogan didn't get all of it on that one, but there was some room there on the glove side of Gould. So Josephson and Erickson have certainly logged their number of penalty kill minutes here this afternoon. Perfect so far on the PK, but now Sykes, he brings it down the far boards, rims it around. They try to go back to the slot to Sykes, but that hit Guerra. As now Hogan over to Dubecki. Switches out with Hogan. Tries to go back door. I think that was Sykes that was posted up there. Now Guerra, he tries to feed it across to Dubecki. As both teams a little bit out of their structures here. Now Hogan trying to keep it in at the blue line. A good effort by Maloney to step up, seal that pass off, and get it down the ice. 49 seconds left to go on the penalty kill for the Wildcats. 14:04 left to go in the third period, protecting a 2-goal lead. So Mondi waits for the forward to wind it up, tries to throw it across to Rabrocker. Refs with a pretty quick icing call there. Rabrocker not happy about it, but not going to make any difference, as pleading your case to the ref has never been persuasive, so that'll come all the way down the ice into the UCO zone. Wildcats, 31 seconds left to go on this penalty kill, so a face-off win from Will Josephson would go a long way here. Josephson can't quite tie it up, so now Mondi behind the net. Interchanges with Doucette. That gives a little bit of time and space here for Thompson. He brings it over the blue line. Thompson trying to fight around the long reach of Cosden, but not able to. Cosden throws it off the boards. Mondi quickly just wants to keep it in. Only 7 seconds left to go. Chance at the side of the net. Gould holds that. UCO Rabrocker with a shot, and a great block by Brian Erickson as he forces it out. Now Wyatt Stefan in all alone. Stefan in, waits, and just doesn't get the shot away. Just a couple too many moves there as he just could not get anything away on Lantican. What an opportunity there for Stefan. But now back the other way with speed as Rue drops it over. Rue going to the front of the net. That one ripped high and wide on Lantican. Baird, he's under pressure there from Stalzer, but Baird uses the big frame to angle him off. Stalzer able to fight back and get it. So now back up the other way is Stefan once again. Beautiful dangle there and just couldn't finish it off as Dubecki got the stick lifted the final second. So now Dubecki, 1-on-4, skates in, creates a couple opportunities for himself, and Gould somehow got a blocker on that as Stalzer got the rebound opportunity after Dubecki just basically unopposed. It's the second time just was. Sykes loses that in his skates. Sykes under pressure from Curley tries to feed it out to the middle. Sykes read where that was going and was able to recover after he almost gave up a costly turnover for UCO. Flynn steps up as the defenseman, gets it knocked off his stick. Almost too many men on the ice there for UCO, but they get away with one. Bit of a frantic change there at the net. Icing waved off. Good hustle by Ananda. He gets punished for his effort. So now Hughes not able to escape the pressure of Hogan. Walker almost collides there with his own man and Hughes, but they're able to get it across the line. Walker trying to feather it to Hughes. Those two players who, like we saw during the interview with Hughes, have known each other for so long. Great chemistry on and off the ice, but Erickson, good little move there to create some space. Hogan in for UCO, challenges him, held in by Hole. He rips a quick shot. That hits Lantican in the chest with a big rebound. The Wildcats switch out that 1-point man. So the Wildcats can't keep the pressure on. Good job by Stoner. Forced back into the zone here. Cervantes, he's in some discomfort there at the blue line as the Wildcats will be heading back to the box. Didn't see the collision between Rossi and Cervantes, but Cervantes in a good bit of discomfort heading back to the bench. So 10:49 left to go in the third period, and the Wildcats once again on the PK. And the familiar faces of Brian Erickson and Will Josephson on that PK for once again. And UCO, after getting a number of power play opportunities in this game where they've looked dangerous, still only 2 goals down here with a lot of time left in the third on a critical penalty kill for the Wildcats. Diving play there by Erickson, but held in at the blue line. Now Hogan to Dubecki. They work it up top. Now to Hogan. Quick shot there from Guerra. Just goes wide. Dubecki picks it up at the point for Sykes. Now over to Hogan. A quick shot. Gould fights that off. Puck was loose, but Baird able to get to it first. And an excellent clear there by Baird. So now Sykes. He drops it back to Hogan. Hogan to Sykes. Over to Guerra. Chance out in front in the slot. Puck was loose for a second, but the refs blow the whistle as Hodgson was laying on top of his man. As the UCO player, he's down in a lot of discomfort. I think Hodgson might have landed on him a bit awkwardly. You see the feet kicking out from the UCO player, just a sight you hate to see when a player is in that much discomfort. So the Wildcat, the trainer, will have to get out here onto the ice. The UCO player, just an incredible amount of pain down here, laying face down on the ice. The Wildcats medical training staff will come out. So once we get a sense of what's going on, we will be back to bring you the rest of the third period. So we'll kill the mics here while the medical staff attends to the downed UCO player. Stick with us on the broadcast for the rest of the third period. Just going to go silent here so you don't have to listen to me ramble, because hopefully this UCO player is able to recover quickly, but judging from the body language, it might take some time to safely get him off the ice. So we'll be back with audio in just a couple minutes here. Thank you everybody on the YouTube channel, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes. So back here with you after the UCO player was able to exit the ice, not on his own power. I believe that was number 16, and Thompson, just Hodgson and him were battling in the slot. Hodgson went down on top of him awkwardly. So UCO will just have to get right back to work after watching one of their best players go off the ice. Guerra with a quick shot. That one goes wide. UCO able to hold on to possession. Hogan back to Dubecki as they work it. Hogan across, quick shot there. Lane sealed off from Hodgson. Sykes back to Dubecki as they really are working it around on this power play. Over to Hogan with a quick shot into the chest of Gould as he holds on to that one. As you can see the way UCO likes to zip it around on the power play, but Hogan probably looking for a bit of a rebound opportunity off the pads, but just right into the Arizona chest of Hayden Gould. So only wishing the best for the UCO player who exited the ice. Always hate to see a player in pain, but hopefully nothing serious as UCO gets right back to work on this power play. Still 35 seconds left to go. Hogan feeds it quickly across. Quick shot there from Dubecki, just went wide as he waited out the blocker. Able to open up a shot lane with some good patience. Hogan looking back door. Gould dives across. Puck's loose and they score. So UCO whips the puck around. Gould able to make the first save, but that puck just sits on the red line and Guerra buries it. So just like that, UCO, after watching one of their best players exit the ice with an injury, fight right back to get this game within one. So 9:07 left to go. UCO probably feeling like they've got a little bit extra to play for after one of their players gets hurt. But the Wildcats, they need to understand just what this game means for them in their rankings. So the Wildcats try to go back to work in the offensive zone here. So Dubecki and Doucette with the assist. Guerra, who has been a factor this whole game, ends up getting on the board. And just like that, the UCO power play that's been dangerous this whole game finally breaks through at the most important time for them with 8:49 left to go in the third period. Now Rue able to win that face-off just enough. Flynn keeps it in. Rue, that one hit him out in front, and he just couldn't bat that past Lantikin. So now Redmond with some speed down the far board decides to dump it in. Flynn back for the U of A. Chips it across to Hole. Hole looking for a quick breakout. Gets it up to Stefan. He's got 2 goals on the afternoon. Hughes, he gets bodied off the puck but tries to stick right with it. So now UCO once again trying to work it out of the zone. Gould stops it up behind the net, feeds it over. Now Hughes looking for the pass cross ice, gets it. And a great job by Walker to skate onto that. Now Walker with a bit of time and space tries to feather one at the net. And Lantikin able to hold on to that one as Walker tried to pick it top corner or at least get a rebound away. But neither going. As Lantikin, he's been good in net for UCO as these teams have traded a lot of opportunities. Wildcats have given up 38 shots on net. UCO given up 31. So getting close to the 70 shot mark in this game as these teams have traded opportunities. UCO with a number of good power play opportunities throughout this game. Wildcats PK has been solid, but play with fire enough and you get burnt. So the UCO able to get this game within one. Certainly make it a contest here on a Friday afternoon at the Tucson Arena. And we will be back tomorrow to bring you the action once again at 1 p.m. UCO versus U of A. And then final home games of the season against ASU February 20th and 21st at 7:30 p.m. Will certainly be nice to get back in this building for some evening games. As the Wildcats get an offensive draw here. Hughes in to take the face-off against Sykes. Sykes wins that, but refs decide they want to redo it. So they'll redrop the puck here as Hughes will once again try to win a face-off, get a play started. Wins it over to Walker. Walker dances to the middle, quick shot. And a good active stick from Sykes breaks that up as Walker once again showing off the hands to create a little bit of time and space. But Sykes with a good two-way game so far this afternoon breaks that up after he scored the opening goal for UCO. So now Hughes wins it once again. Baird, I think Walker might have been looking for a tip there, but just couldn't quite get at the angle on it. Now racing back the other way is Baird against Sykes. Baird gets in there first. Some good support from his defensive partner to break the puck out quickly. Now Curley gets it over to Hughes. Walker driving middle. Hughes cuts back. Time and space. Hughes with a good shot. And Lantican square to the opportunity. Holds that one. So Walker drives middle. Creates some time and space for Hughes. But just not able to beat the angle of Lantican. So my apologies, that was actually not number 16 for UCO that went off the ice. That might have been 18 in Stalzer, as Thompson is still out there for UCO. Either way, hoping that UCO player is doing okay after this game, but Wildcats still with some business to take care of after UCO responded on the power play after seeing one of their players exit the ice with an injury. That puck gets knocked up into the benches and will drop the puck just outside the UCO zone. So in to take the face-off is Rossi out there with Erickson and Slack. Hogan does a good job to win that back. Mondi racing back for it, gets it up to Redmond. Sealed off by Rossi. 6:57 left to go in the third period. Erickson just fights his way out of the pile with that one. Almost touched up the ice with speed was Redmond, but Wildcats with good layers seal it off. Erickson, could he skate onto this one? Just can't quite get to it. Because I don't think he was quite aware of where that pass was coming from when it entered the zone, but Wildcats are able to keep possession. Now backdoor Erickson, that one hops over his stick. Quick shot, that one goes wide. As Mondi in a battle with Erickson. Erickson goes down. Swiger skates off the bench. Some fresh legs for the Wildcats. They decide to just throw this one in deep. Swiger gets to it first. Now Swiger waiting for some support. Tries to drag it around. They do. Josephson with a chance out in front, and that one somehow didn't go as Lantican was square to it. Now Flynn holds it in at the blue line. Great effort by him to get it down low for Josephson and Hanrahan to get to work. Now Swiger with a chance out in front. Josephson. And I think Redmond got a stick in there to break that up. Swiger, he fans on the one-timer as that line generates multiple high-quality opportunities, but everything just a couple inches off of perfect. Josephson, he throws the body into his man. Mondi has been out there for a while for UCO. Same with Dubecki. But they stick with it and get it out as Ananda racing down. Flynn, he throws a shoulder into Ananda. As now Rue, Stefan, and Shetland. Shetland, speed through the middle over to Rue. He waits and he scores! What a backhand goal from Riley Rue as Shetland and Rue show off their speed on opposite wings of the ice. Rue, great job to handle that pass on the forehand, goes backhand and buries it on Lantican. So the Wildcats with a beautiful goal here in the third period to make this a 4-2 game as Rue and Shetland show off their chemistry. So this line now.
Arizona Wildcat goal scored by number 18, Riley Rue. Assist to number 27, Tyler Shetland, and number 26, Wyatt Stefan. Time of the goal, 14:48.
So now Shetland, Rue, and Stefan all with goals in this game. 2 coming from Stefan, 1 from Shetland, and 1 from Rue. So obviously it's clear which has been the best line for the Wildcats so far this afternoon against UCO as Stefan picked up yet another assist on that goal, so 4 points for him on the afternoon. So the Wildcats with 4:32 left to go in the third period, now with the 2-goal lead restored. Can't get out of the zone, though, as that shot gets quickly in on Gould. So we'll see what the call is going to be here. Hodgson and Sykes kind of went awkwardly into the boards. It almost looked like Sykes was holding on to Hodgson. But it's going to be Hodgson who's going to end up going to the box here. And once again, UCO going back on the power play. I think Hodgson was a little bit surprised by that. So once again, UCO going to try to get to work on the power play, get this back within a 1-goal game. That's how they did it here in the third. When it was 3-1, made it 3-2 on the power play. Rue with a beautiful feed from Shetland restored the 2-goal lead. So another 2 minutes of power play time here for UCO. I'll be interested to see if they pull Lantican. Try to get the 6-on-4 going. So 2 minutes for tripping for Hodgson, as that one comes all the way down into the UCO zone. Lantican plays it around. Josephson putting a lot of pressure on the forecheck. Ties up Thompson. Lantican forced to play it quickly up there to Redmond. Can't handle it cleanly. Now Rabrocker. Cervantes, as now Erickson. He plays the disruptor on the penalty kill forecheck. Not allowing UCO any time and space. But now they get it up to Redmond. Redmond with some speed. Cosden does a great job to seal off his chance to the slot. That one just goes underneath the stick of Mondi as Erickson brings it back short-handed. Erickson touches it over to Curley. Curley with a shot. Just shovels that one wide. But definitely the best place to kill a penalty is in the opposing team's offensive zone. As Sykes tries to circle back, create a bit of separation, and now they get it. Now Dubecki over the line for UCO. Drops it back to Doucette. They feed it to the middle. Quick shot, and that one just went over the blocker of Gould as Hogan let that one rip from the high slot. 38 seconds left to go on the penalty to Hodgson. Now Dubecki with a quick shot. Gould didn't see that one till the last second, but went wide on him with a lot of traffic out in front. Wildcats force everything to the top and to the outside, but UCO begin to collapse. Quick shot there. That one went wide once again on Gould. In the final seconds of this penalty kill for the Wildcats, quickly across to Dubecki, but into the skates. Good hard hit there along the boards by Stoner. Now at the top of the point, they get it over to Hogan. He fans on that shot. As they try to spring Hodgson out of the box, can't connect. Chance here at the side of the net. Guerra tries to wrap it around. Hodgson can't get to it as players are diving to get anything they can on it. Gould with another terrific pad save with 2:02 left to go in the third. So UCO throwing everything at the net. Wildcats create a turnover. Get it over. Stefan now with it as Rue took a huge hit behind the net, but pops right back up. Maloney waits down to Stefan into the slot. Here, another quick shot. Lansican can't see through the traffic, but Rue just not able to get it on net. Shetland, couple water bug moves to create a bit of time and space. Minute 30 left to go. Now Rue behind the net. Stefan closing down back door. Shetland works it over to Stefan. Over to Shetland with a quick shot. Had a lot of space on the blocker side. Just couldn't connect. Maloney gets enough on it, and I think that's going to be too many men on the ice here for UCO as they were not able to get the change they wanted, touch the puck up, and so with 1:12 left to go here, Wildcats are going to finish this game up on the power play. I think they were really looking to try to get that puck to Stefan, who is on that hat trick watch, but 4-point afternoon for him. 2 goals coming from Wyatt Stefan, 1 from Tyler Shetland and 1 from Riley Rue. So it'll be number 11 Redmond for UCO in to serve the bench minor penalty. So a timeout here for Central Oklahoma as they try to draw something up. If they're able to get possession, they might pull Lansican real quickly. But the Wildcats with a 2-goal lead here and only a minute 12 left to go. Got to feel pretty good about their odds of closing this game out and moving on to tomorrow once again against UCO. And then February 20th and 21st, final games of the regular season at home against ASU. On the 20th and 21st, the U of A women's program take on ASU at 1 p.m. And then the U of A men's hockey program take on ASU at 7:30. 4 games, 2 days, celebration of rivalry hockey here at the Tucson Arena. So 1:12 left to go. Wildcats will finish this game up on the power play. We'll go with Rossi, Hannerhan, Shetland, Curley, and Hull as they win it back to Jack Curley. Hull knocks that one down. Curley not able to handle it, but from his belly creates enough for Hannerhan to get to it. Skates it out into the slot, and Lantikin will cover that one up quickly. So the Wildcats went down early in this one to UCO, came back, had a 3-1 lead. UCO was able to get it within 1, but then the Wildcats, Riley Rue, reestablished that 2-goal lead. So the top line coming through for the Wildcats here this Friday afternoon. 53 seconds left. Hull doesn't get a lot on that. Dubecki trying to spring. Hogan cherry picking at the blue line, but now Curley, chance in the slot. Hannerhan can't finish off the final bit of the 3-man play. As the Wildcats content to just keep the pressure on the power play for the final 30 seconds. Hannerhan able to strip his man of the puck. He takes a stick up high. So with 24 seconds left, we'll get a little bit of 5-on-3 to finish up this game, as it'll be a high stick going there against Dubecki, who, like I said, feel like he's played close to 58 minutes in this game, as Dubecki has been out there for most of it on the back end. The captain for this Central Oklahoma group. He's had himself a pretty good game along with Sykes. Hogan's been noticeable. But the Wildcats able to just use that top offensive talent. But now Walker gets it over to Maloney. Walker down low. Hughes backdoor to Stefan, and he finishes off the hat trick. So the Wildcats, I got a feeling the way they drew it up on that power play, 5-on-3 to finish up the game, and that'll seal the hat trick for Wyatt Stefan. His first hat trick as a Wildcat, hopefully not his last. Number 26, Wyatt Stefan, coming over during the winter break and showed some great offensive talent so far here. Been a power play weapon for the Wildcats. Good 5-on-5. He's shown some great chemistry with Rue, Hughes, whoever he's been playing with. So with 14 seconds left, Wildcats will take a 5-2 lead. So good on Wyatt Stefan to pick up that hat trick. Got to be a great feeling for him. But now Hughes maybe with one last chance, but a good back check by UCO. And that'll seal things here at the Tucson Arena on this first game of a 2-game matchup against UCO. Wildcats take this one 5-2 on the hat trick from Wyatt Stefan. Goals also scored by Tyler Shetland and Riley Rue. So a fantastic afternoon here of hockey for the Wildcats. They get the job done against UCO. Still one more game left to go against this Broncos team tomorrow. Hope to see you here at the Tucson Arena if possible. Thank you as always for joining in on the YouTube broadcast. Sebastian Janik, happy to always bring you the games. This is Wildcat Hockey.